Hey guys, happy Tuesday and happy New Year. It's been a little bit since we've been on here for a training tip Tuesday, but it felt like a really good way to kick off the first Tuesday of the new year with a chat about vision boards. And we'll get to that here in a second, but definitely wanted to say first off, I hope everybody had an amazing holiday season, relaxation, just good time to unplug, and also a little bit of time away from the in and out daily grind of training, perhaps. I know this is a really great time of year, fresh start, and we'll talk about all that here in a second. However, um, before we get boogieing, I do want to say congrats to everybody who raced in December. We didn't really do a whole lot of outward facing work in December. We've had a bunch of really cool stuff happening behind the scenes that I'll talk about here in a minute. But also massive shout out to one of our coached athletes, Suzanne Brown. Found out yesterday that she qualified for Aquabike World Championship. It's going to be in the Netherlands this fall. So Suzanne, congratulations. Super stoked for you. Lots of hard work last season. So very well deserved. Can't wait to see how 2020 goes. I know it's going to be a great success. So, all right, let's take a dive in and chat about vision boards. I know some people have heard about vision boards or a similar concept, but essentially where we're coming at this from is that there are all sorts of different types of resolutions, intentions, goals that we set, is particularly at this time of the year. Certainly these things happen throughout the year, but with the start of a new year, probably a new season if you're stateside, a lot of different goals and things that you want to be shooting for in the year. And with that, of course, comes goal setting. And you know, the tough thing about all of these goals and intentions and resolutions and whatnot is that you can write them down in a book, but out of sight, out of mind. So unless you're looking at these things daily or have it written up somewhere, sometimes it can take a little bit of searching, and you maybe don't have it front of mind all the time. So a vision board is essentially a visual representation of the intentions you want to set for yourself for the coming X period of time. So for our coached athletes, for myself, I utilize this tool and have used it for a number of years now. But typically we look at perhaps a little bit shorter time block than a year. A year in and of itself can encompass a lot of different phases and different versions of a long-term goal. So breaking it down into something slightly shorter, whether it's the beginning part of your season, 6 months, whatever sounds manageable, but still long-term enough that you can see progress, that's a good place to start. And then from there, you decide what you want to center your vision board around. So that can be within the realm of sport. You can center it around all of your athletic related goals for whatever period of time you've decided on. If you want to take a more holistic look at everything, that's great too. You can take a look and kind of dovetail all of your, whether it's social, personal, financial, career, athletic goals, and really have a visual representation of the interplay of all of those different aspects of your life. That's great too. We certainly know that sport does not exist in a vacuum for most of us mere mortals. So a couple things to reflect on when you're developing your vision board. Take a minute before you get started with, pulling out all the, materials and whatnot. Take a minute first to reflect on the past period of time, year, last season, kind of that last chunk of time that you had a goal, and figure out, did you meet it? Reflect on what habits you needed to have had. Did you develop those or not? And then once you assess sort of your recent history of progress, and then also your current frame of mind, your bandwidth, your emotional energy, motivation, and drive to accomplish is a realistic goal that you're setting for yourself, realistic goals. Taking stock of all of these things, then looking forward at whatever you're shooting for the upcoming period of time or upcoming season, upcoming year, and then working your way backwards of what are the major tenets or habits or things that you need to develop within yourself or externally to achieve those goals. So I know a lot of this is kind of higher level thinking, not necessarily so concrete, but this looks so different and so very unique to each and every one of us. So that's why we're talking more high level here. So yeah, it's really that straightforward. But I always recommend to take the time to develop a vision board at the beginning of your season, the beginning of your year, to, like we said at the beginning of this talk, to give yourself a visual representation of your goals, your intentions, that reminds you of where you wanted to be at the start of this year. So you got 2 months down the road and it's still front of mind and something that you can align your daily habits and daily practices with continuously, day in and day out, until you achieve the goals that you've set for yourself. Perhaps, I don't know, you guys give it a try. Tell me how it works for you. And please, if you would like to share your vision boards, we would love to have them. You send us a snapshot. Oh, I also want to say your vision board can be any material or format that you wish it to be. So if you're more of a kinesthetic type person and you like, cut paper cutouts and markers and glue and kind of a collage type approach, that's awesome. If you're artistically inclined, unlike myself, you can draw, certainly. Or there's some really cool apps out there. We've had a couple athletes that have done them in Canva and taken snapshots and whatnot from the internet and created a really beautiful composition that way. And it doesn't have to be beautiful. It just has to have meaning and be of value to you. So this is your tool, and we certainly hope that you utilize this in the coming year, and please let us know how it works out for you. This is something that we encourage all of our Team Babe athletes to do. Both Coach Ray and myself utilize vision boards, and honestly, I can tell you firsthand, the years that I've made a vision board, more often than not, if I've been diligent and have set realistic goals for myself, they can be stretch goals, but those years that I've had a vision board to help align myself in my trajectory towards those goals, I've achieved them, and it's been awesome. The years that I kind of got started, maybe didn't finish, didn't post it up where I could see it every day, there's a marked difference in the progress that I made towards those. So take it, use it, share it, or keep it for yourself. Just make sure that you have that tool that you can utilize to achieve your goals this season. So good luck. Happy New Year again. Also wanted to mention we've got some really neat training opportunities coming up this spring, both virtually and then locally here to Clearwater. I'll be coaching starting on February 1st. I'm going to be coaching sprint and Olympic distance training groups here in Clearwater. We're going to be meeting in person several times, and then we'll also have a virtual coach group, and there's a training plan that goes along with that. And those will be working towards our team race here in the Clearwater area called St. Anthony's Triathlon. It's an amazing race weekend. They've got super sprint, and Olympic distances, so perfect for any level of athlete, whether you're just getting started or really looking to put the pedal to the metal and see what you can do time-wise. And then also we have a virtual option as well for that. And then, so that kicks off February 2nd. And then we also have a virtual 70.3 training group. And this is ideal if you're not quite needing the one-on-one help of custom coaching, or you really are just looking for more camaraderie. And as far as athlete level, this can be your first 70.3, or if you're all the way up to intermediate. So that includes coach support, a weekly email with really cool training tips that are pertinent to your progress, and then also a training plan that includes strength and mobility. And just for the record, all of our training plans do include strength and mobility so that you can stay injury free and feeling good. So a little bit longer than I anticipated. Sorry, guys. But again, Happy New Year. Thanks so much. If you're new to our page, we're super stoked that you found us. If you have any questions about training, about triathlon, about how to get started, definitely let us know. And we'll see you next week. Take care.